Yeah, and I thank the chairman for the time. Um, I originally voted for H.R. 1965 last session, but after digging into the issue of XBRL, I've come to really wonder whether or not I cast the right vote. You don't hear members of Congress admit that maybe they didn't vote the right way often, but I have to admit that I'm not sure that I was right. And the reason has to do with some research I've done, which shows that XBRL filing costs are lower than expected, according to some writers. And so, I actually think that it's probably a good idea to move toward a 21st century searchable electronic database, and probably not a good idea to move away from it. So I'm wondering, Dr. Gabaldon, in February 2015, the investor advocate at the SEC, Rick Fleming, said H.R. 1995 would be harmful to disclosure. If we exempt more than two-thirds of the issuers, approximately 6,000 companies, from using XBRL formatted reporting, do you think that this would be harmful to firms and markets?
It seems clear to me that it would. The United States would have a reputation as being not very technologically hospitable as far as would-be investors and would-be analysts are concerned, and I find that very concerning. And I also think that in light of the fact that, frankly, the SEC's relationship with technology thus far has been anything but overwhelmingly impressive. EDGAR is a very difficult tool to use. Allowing them to move forward with something that does have some promise, that has been pioneered successfully in other countries and appears to be very useful and cost-effective in those countries, seems to me to be the clear way to go. Okay.
So have you had a chance to look at this article that I'm holding in my hand? I don't know if they've given you a copy.
I believe so, yeah.
Do you have any off-the-cuff sort of reflections on it?
I think that it really...
Just for the record, clarity, sorry for interrupting, it says it's AICPA XBRL.US, and then it's styled, research shows XBRL filing costs lower than expected.
Correct. And it does make it clear that 69% of small reporting companies experience an annual XBRL expenditure of $10,000 or less. There's a large number who are paying as little as $2,000 a year. To my mind, that's a very small amount. And I mentioned earlier as well that in the UK, it's gone as low as £100 for some types of filings, and I don't see any reason that that couldn't be replicated here.
Okay. Well, some say that the cost of compliance is too high. That's their view, and as you just pointed out, this article indicates costs are going in the downward direction. Do you think so? The costs. So my question is this: do you think that the compliance costs are appropriate? Do you think that they're exorbitant? Do you think the trend is headed in the right direction?
The trend is encouraging as far as it seems to be. They clearly seem to come in under budget, so to speak, less than people were fearing would be the costs, and they do seem to be declining. And I do believe that the SEC gets a lot of benefit out of being able to run the numbers easily when it can check to see if one company is out of line. In addition, they can make use of it as a tool to evaluate their own regulations, which seems to me to convey promise very clear benefits that are well worth the steadily declining costs.
So what do other countries do? Say like Britain, Israel, Japan. What do they do?
They use XBRL, and in addition, the European Union in general is working towards something like XBRL, if not XBRL itself.
I was reading in June 2013, the European Parliament approved a proposal that would assign the European Securities and Markets Authority the task of developing a single electronic format for financial statements or filed with European exchanges. Any kind of reflections on that?
It seems that we'll be a genuine outlier if we don't step into the 21st century.
Okay. So if H.R. 1965 became law, would the U.S. run the risk of being behind foreign jurisdictions in terms of the sophistication of and ease of use for information contained in public filings? I think I know what your answer is, but I'd like to give you a chance to elaborate.
It wouldn't just be running the risk. It would be fait accompli at that point. We would be behind.
Okay. So thank you for your time, ma'am, and thank you to all our guests.
Gentleman's